welcome to Center Grove High School for tonight's big matchup between 4A number 7 Center Grove and 4A number 2 Carmel. Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Conrad along with Rick Sauter. We welcome you to Center Grove Trojan Basketball, proudly presented by Indy Honda. Here at the Vandy, the Center Grove Lady Trojans beat Carmel 48-34, and now we'll see the boys matchup between Center Grove and Carmel. Rick Sauter, great crowd tonight. We had a great crowd for the Cathedral game, and looking around, we have a very similar crowd that we had against Cathedral. I think we're at standing room only, and this is going to go down as the largest crowd we've ever had for a conference game.
I agree, Kevin. It's a great crowd again, and it was fun after the JV game kind of ended in the other gym. You could see they were holding them out. When they walked in, it was a sea of more people coming in, which was already crowded. So great game. Should be a great atmosphere. Playing a number 2 team in the state. It's got size. They got strength. Very smart team. And it's going to be a tough one. I think a very close game and probably low scoring in tow for us tonight.
We see the Carmel Greyhounds coming out of the locker room for one final round of warm-ups before we get to the starting lineups for tonight's matchup and then the tip-off. And Rick Sauter, how about this Carmel team? You look at their lineup, again, in the middle. It's where it all starts with John Michael Malloy. He averaged 15 points a ball game last year, 8 rebounds a game last year. He's 6'10". He's a senior. He's a Butler commit. And it's going to be great to see him and Trace battle tonight.
Yeah, it really is. It should be a little bit different contrast. Trace can go outside and can definitely handle the ball, but he's, we're going to try to get that ball into him inside because he's got a lot of size and strength. Malloy, if you're looking at him, he's 6'10", probably weighs, I don't know, maybe 220 at most, 200 pounds, and he's definitely built for the outside game. Good ball handler. He'll take it behind his back. He'll go out and shoot that three. So it should be an interesting matchup between those two top players.
And now we see the Center Grove Trojans. IU signee, Mr. Basketball candidate, Trace Jackson Davis, leads the Trojans out of the locker room. Trace, along with Justin DeGraff, both were named to the Hall of Fame Classic All-Tournament team last Saturday night. Center Grove won the day game against Westview and then took Warren Central into overtime, had chances to beat the Warriors, and lost by 2 in a tough one against Warren Central, the state defending champs, and now the Trojans look to rebound here against a very good Carmel team. So, Rick, you go from number 1 Warren last Saturday to number 2 Carmel tonight.
Yeah, and a little bit similar in styles, and Warren's going to really try to speed you up, and they're a great defensive team from that with their speed and quickness. Carmel is a great defensive team too, but they're very smart players. They're not going to make dumb fouls. They're going to take their time on the offensive end and get an efficient shot. So they're not very high scoring, similar to Warren, and really rely on their defense, but they can score as needed. And the Trojans got a tough task for tonight. They're going to have to shoot the ball well from outside. Definitely Trace going to have a great game, and this crowd should help us out this evening.
Trace is averaging 23 points a ball game, 8 rebounds a contest. Set the school scoring record last Saturday against Warren Central for the most points in a career. Also, Spencer Piercefield, senior three-point sharpshooter, set the school record last Saturday against Warren Central for the most three-pointers in a career. So, again, a couple of big school records going down last Saturday.
Yeah, that's very impressive by both. And we kind of mentioned it's pretty rare for any record to get broken here at Center Grove. A lot of those are pretty old. And to have 2 players on the same team in the same year be able to do it, that's pretty darn impressive overall. So hopefully we get both of that. We need Spencer to be hot tonight. And if they're going to dip down on Trace, and it'd be great to see if we can get Malloy in foul trouble. We've done that in some prior years. I'd like to see that tonight because that's their big gun underneath the basket for them.
Center Grove at 9-3 on the season, 0-1 in conference play. The lone conference loss, the road loss at Pike. Center Grove undefeated here at home on the home court, 4-0. However, Center Grove has struggled with Carmel in recent history. Carmel has won 7 straight.
I was going to say, I can't remember the last time we beat them. We've been doing these games for several years, and I'm trying to remember when we did.
2010.
I think it was at their place, maybe. Was it here? Okay.
It was a very low-scoring ball game that night. It was in the 40s. but Center Grove did win. That was, I think, Johnny Marlin's senior season, along with Andy Smithers.
Yep.
It was like 43 to 39 or something.
Yeah.
Very low scoring.
Okay.
But you're right. The year before that, up at Carmel, Center Grove won big against the Greyhounds. And Center Grove got off to a horrible start. Was down like 18-0.
That game.
And then came back and won by 20.
Yeah, that was a great finish. Once we got going,
The lights are out here at the Bandy as they introduce the starters. First for the visiting Carmel Greyhounds. Number 3 is Karsten Wendland, 5'10" senior. Number 10, freshman Pete Sutter. He's a 6'2", again, freshman. Number 11, Luke Heddy, 5'11" senior. Number 20 is Andrew Owens, a 6'6" senior. He's committed to play basketball at Findlay. And number 33, John Michael Malloy, 6'10" senior, committed to play at Butler. For the Center Grove Trojans, 6-foot guard Ben Nickerson, a senior, averaging 5 points a ball game. Number 10 is Spencer Piercefield at 6 foot, averaging 10 points a ball game. He's a senior. Justin DeGraff, number 13, 6'7", junior, averaging 10 points a ball game. Cam Petty at 6 foot, senior, averaging 2 points a ball game. And in the middle, Trace Jackson Davis, a 6'9", senior, averaging 23 points a ball game and 8 rebounds. We're ready for this matchup between the Trojans and the Greyhounds, and the tip is out of bounds. It will belong to the Trojans. As we see, Trace was tipping against John Michael Malloy. Again, Trace at 6'8", almost 6'9", Malloy at 6'10". 2 D1 players battling tonight. Again, Trace, IU signee, going against the Butler signee, Malloy. And Malloy right on cue comes up with the steal.
Yeah, Malloy is quick underneath, and you're not going to be able to just kind of have him sit back and get around him. You got to make some good passes because he's a good defender.
Wendland being checked by Nickerson. There's a loose ball pulled out of there by Spencer Piercefield. Got down the floor to get that one. Here comes Trace. Takes it to the corner, wide open. DeGraff for 3. No good. Rebound, Greyhounds. Pulling down the rebound is the freshman Pete Sutter. Carmel 7-0 on the season. Number 2 in the state. Reverse layup doesn't go for Sutter. Center Grove with the rebound. Trace, left wing. Out on top, Nickerson. Looks to the bench. Gets the call from Coach Hahn. Sets the offense. DeGraff also all-tournament in that Hall of Fame Classic. He played exceptionally well on Saturday. He's been splendid really the last 3 games, all the way back to that Greenwood game.
Yeah,
now Trace turns it over. Here comes Wendland, and he scores the first point, first basket in tonight's ball game.
Pretty move by Wendland. I think he's a transfer from Pendleton Heights, if I remember, Kevin. He's a tough player. That was a pretty move right there.
He's very good. Nickerson gets the assignment to guard Karsten Wendland. Not very big at 5'10", but he's fast, he's quick, and he's very impressive. And they try to throw it inside again to Trace, and Malloy gets another steal. Center Grove struggling with the entry pass into the post to Trace tonight, here early. Malloy, good defense by Petty. Takes it to the corner. 3 ball does not go for Andrew Owens. Again, he's a 6'6" senior, averaged 11 points a ball game last year. He's a Findlay commit. Good rotation, wide open. Petty for 3, short. Good look, he was wide open. I love the ball reversal.
Yep, sure was. Good passing, and those are shots we need to hit, though. Carmel's typically not going to give you an open shot like that, so we got to make those when we get them.
5:40 to play, first quarter, wide open. Malloy. Trace got caught helping out. And what do they say, help the helper. Nobody is helping Trace on the backside, and Malloy gets an easy one.
Yeah, nice move, nice play by Wendland. Another top freshman that we see, Suter, another top freshman we see from some of these top teams. We don't see many freshmen too often in these big schools, so he must be a top player.
Center Grove yet to score. Spencer trying to change that, drives the lane, left it short. So Center Grove off to a slow start here offensively.
Well, you're right. It's been really tough. We've had 3 turnovers so far and an air ball, so not good.
Standing room only for this one tonight. Great crowd. Inside, going to work with the right hand is Andrew Owens. And 6-zip, Carmel. Timeout, Coach Zach Hahn of Center Grove. Coach Hahn now in his second year as head coach of the Trojans. 68 wins, 44 losses, back-to-back sectional titles the last couple of years. A county championship last year, also a county title under Coach Hahn in 2015. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Well, Kevin, I think a good timeout, too. Trojans are clearly out of sync. Maybe a little hyped up from this crowd, another big game, but they're getting used to these now. So this beginning of this game is a little bit of a struggle for a pretty senior-dominated lineup. So hopefully Coach can get a play thrown up here to get one of his guys and get that lid off that bucket. Get a bucket here and come back and make this game, tighten this game up. But only down 6, so it's early, but not looking good so far.
For Carmel, Coach Ryan Osborne now in his second year. He's been a long-time assistant coach for Carmel. When Coach Eddy took the job at Marion, Coach Osborne was promoted as head coach. He's 28-8 in his second year and took the Greyhounds to the state championship last year in Class 4A, lost to Warren Central. They lost some quality players from last year's team, but they definitely not rebuilding.
Yeah,
they're just reloading.
Yeah.
Nickerson tries a 3. Yes, sir. There you go. First basket for the Trojans at the 4:40 mark. It's a Ben Nickerson three-pointer. 6'3" Trojans trail by 3 to Carmel. Taven Jackson now in the ball game. Petty goes to the bench. Carmel around the perimeter. 3 by Owens, no good. Trace bobbled the rebound. Malloy gets it. A tip for the rebound inside. It goes for Suter, gets the tip in. Makes it 8-3 Carmel. Suter at 6'2", he's a freshman. Kept it alive. He was able to tip that rebound.
Play. He's made a very nice assist earlier, and good job in there for rebound bucket.
Three-pointer, good.
David Jackson, good shot. Come back from our freshman to show him back up again.
That's right. Got a match.
That's right. They're guarding each other, too. So we saw this Taven against the top Carmel or Cathedral freshman also, and had a good battle.
Was it Comer?
Yeah, I think that was Comer.
3 for the Carmel Greyhounds. Doesn't go for Luke Hetty. He gets his own rebound, and he travels. Luke Hetty, he's committed to play for his father, Marion. Yes.
Very smart player. It seems like he's been there for like 8 years now, but he's a great free throw shooter and rarely makes turnovers. So mark that one down because you won't see too many out of him.
Center Grove down 2, 8-6. Back-to-back threes by the Trojans. Nickerson got the first one. Taven got the last one. Nickerson looking inside. Malloy doing a good job defensively on Trace. Trace gets the offensive rebound. He battles for it, chases it down. Out on top, Nickerson for 3. Missed it on the rebound. Malloy at 6'10". Butler's getting a good one there, and Malloy. Look at that hustle by Spencer Piercefield. And that's going to leave Malloy going to the basket, and Piercefield, DeGraff, I should say, almost got the block. They're going to put the foul on DeGraff, but the student section loves it, and the Trojan fans are on their feet applauding the effort.
Yeah, that was a heck of an effort by DeGraff. He came over from pretty far away, and Malloy was going up and had it behind his head to dunk it, and that looked like a pretty good block. I think they might have got him inside for the maybe the body, but saved an easy 2 points right there.
It's got this Center Grove fan base fired up. First free throw good by Malloy. Makes it 9-6 Carmel. But love Spencer Piercefield. Head first dive on the hardwood going after the loose ball. Nearly came up with the loose ball. Next one is no good. 9-6 Carmel by 3. 2:35 to go. We're in the first quarter. A couple of threes by the Trojans. Taven Jackson and Ben Nickerson with the threes. Taven off to Trace. Spin move down the lane. Fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Reach-in foul called against Pete. Suter.
Yep. Got Suter for his first. And nice move by Trace. They're doing it. Malloy's doing an awfully nice job on him, and it's tough to get him. So he moved out a little bit. Got it, put the ball on the floor. Nice spin move, and got the foul for shooting 2, and he hits the first one.
First point of the night for Trace Jackson Davis. Trace, again, so improved on the free throws this year, 72%. coming a long way since 45% his freshman year. Misses on the next one. 9-7, Trojans down 2. Wendland across the timeline with 2:15 to play in the first quarter. Nickerson guarding Wendler. Entry pass. Good post defense by DeGraff on Suter. Should say Owens. That's Owens. Owens is a 6'6 senior now with the basketball. Owens. Trace switches out on Owens, and now Malloy matched up with DeGraff inside. Into the corner. Wendler fakes the 3, penetrates, and scores. He is so quick.
Yeah, that was a nice move. He had the 3, but they made a nice shot fake. Trojans bit on it and went all the way to the bucket quickly to get a bucket.
Karsten Wendland. A couple of baskets, 4 points. 11-7 Carmel. 1:25 left to play here in this first quarter. DeGraff sets a screen for Nickerson. Goes to DeGraff. He'll drive it in.
Oh.
Missed it. And he'll get 2 shots. DeGraff was bumped.
I think they got Owens on that one. Nope.
Karsten Wendland called for the foul. That'll be number 1 on Wendland. 2 shots for the junior Justin DeGraff. 10 points per game average. 65% from the free throw line. Misses here on the first one. Again, the last 3 games for DeGraff have been his best at the varsity level.
Yeah, he's really been playing well. The one thing, it's interesting, those free throws. He either swishes them, or we've seen an air ball or 2 or barely hit the rim. I'm guessing it's going to be a swish this time. Nope. Darn it.
Just off the side of the rim. Good prediction. Good try.
I tried.
A couple of missed opportunities there for DeGraff. The score remains 11-7 Carmel in front. 1 minute left to play here in this first quarter. We see now in there for the Trojans, Ben Greller. Piercefield will get a quick breather. Malloy looked like he traveled. Coach Hahn wanted the travel call. Missed shot. Here comes Trace. Trace throws it to the corner. DeGraff couldn't handle it. Kind of a no-look pass, and he was off with the pass. Not much DeGraff could do with that.
No, that was a tough play. I think Trace was looking to drive and realized he wasn't going to get around Malloy. Malloy did a good job moving his feet, and so tried getting rid of it before a travel call and threw it out of bounds. Tough play for DeGraff to handle there.
And DeGraff will get his first break of the night. Ben Cooney, Jr., into the game and away from the ball. Offensive foul called against the Greyhounds. It's going to be foul number 2 on Karsten Wendland. An illegal screen.
Like to see that. 2 fouls on Wendland. He's one of their top scorers, and he's going to have to leave the game. Coming in is Robert Fry, a junior for Carmel.
There.
Oh.
Nickerson to the bench. Down to 20 seconds. Center Grove going for 1 shot. Ten seconds. Eddie guarding Spencer. Bounce pass goes to Trace. Trace with the left hand scores. First field goal of the night for Trace. He's got 3 points in the ball game. Last second shot at the buzzer does not go for the Carmel Greyhounds. And we played 1 quarter here at the Vandy in this mixed matchup between the number 2 Carmel Greyhounds and the number 7 Center Grove Trojans. It's Carmel 11, Center Grove 9. This is Center Grove Trojan basketball, proudly presented by Indy Honda.
Hey Trojan fans, now's the time to get the best deal of the year on all new Hondas at Indy Honda. Get 0.9% interest and leases as low as $129 per month. If you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle or certified Honda, we have over 250 vehicles to choose from. No matter what your car needs are, Indy Honda is here to help and make your experience a fantastic one. Mention this ad to get 2 years worth of free oil changes with the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle. Come see us today at Indy Honda, US 31 and Stop 12, Indy.
Welcome back inside the Vandy here at Center Grove High School. We've got a Great one here tonight between two of the top teams in the state of Indiana. The Carmel Greyhounds at number 2, undefeated on the season, 7-0. And the number 7, Center Grove Trojans at 9-3, undefeated here on the home court at 4-0. To begin the second quarter, Carmel with the basketball in front, 11-9. Fry with the basketball to begin things for the Greyhounds. They go inside to Malloy. Reverse layup does not go. With the rebound, Trace Jackson-Davis. Again, Malloy at 6'10", going to Butler. Trace at 6'9", going to Indiana. And Trace will get 2 shots. Foul against Malloy. He challenged him, didn't he?
He did. Nice move. And Malloy was playing him to go to left hand, which Trace is left-handed. Trace said, I can go ahead and take that right hand in there, and he did. Malloy gave him that little angle, and by the time he got in, Malloy had no choice but to foul him, and Trace almost had a chance for a 3-point play.
First foul on Malloy. Free throw by Trace is no good. Talked to Coach Hahn before the game tonight. He said, it's going to come down, can we hit shots and can we hit free throws?
Yeah, this is a game like that. You know, it's going to be defensive-oriented. Carmel likes to play the game in the 50s, and we're going to have to hit free throws because they typically will.
Trace comes back, hits the next free throw. Trace now with 4 points in the ball game, a couple of free throws and a field goal. It's 11-10 Carmel by 1. 7:30 to play here in this second quarter. Cedar Grove has not led in tonight's ball game. They have not tied or led in this game. Out on top, wide open, 3 is good by Andrew Owens.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Hetty right there. He kind of did a little bit of hesitation and brought players to him. Made a nice skip pass out to Owens for the 3, and can't leave Owens open. He's a good shooter.
Makes it 14-10, Trojans down. And now an offensive foul against the Trojans. I believe that's Cooney. Yes, Ben Cooney. An illegal screen, his first. Center Grove now with 2 team fouls. Cooney and Greller to the bench. DeGraff and Nickerson back in. So Center Grove with all but 1 starter in there. And the lane, scoop shot does not go for Suter. Here comes Trace with the outlet pass to Piercefield. Spencer goes back to Trace, and reverse is good. Looked like he wanted to do the alley-oop dunk.
Hey, we're looking that way, but good play by Trace. He didn't try to showboat there. He was a little bit out of balance, so just caught it, brought it down, and made the layup. Nice play.
6 points for Trace. He's got half of the team's 12 points. 14-12 Trojans are down. 6:20 to play. We're in the second quarter. Malloy down the lane.
Oh,
Trace
boy.
blocks it, and Nickerson chases it down. Here comes Ben Nickerson to DeGraff. To Trace. What a defensive play by Trace Jackson-Davis to block that one. Taven Jackson holds it. By both teams here tonight. You're right. Scoring is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, we might somebody getting to 40. For sure 50 is going to win this game is where it's going.
Foul against the Trojans. Coach on off the bench. Not happy with the call. That one going against Spencer Piercefield. That's his first. Only player in foul difficulty up to this point is Carmel's Carson Winland. He's got 2, and he's been on the bench ever since. And now Taven Jackson checks out. We see Petty back in there for the Trojans. Petty brings the defense and the intensity. 5 minutes to play here in the second. 14-12. Carmel by 2. Suter, freshman, working against DeGraff. Fry being checked by Nickerson. And he gets away from Nickerson, tries the 3-pointer. Rebound, Malloy gets Trace off his feet. Trace forced to foul. That'll be number 1 on Trace, and Malloy will get 2 free throws.
Nice job there by Malloy. He got inside of Trace and really stood his ground. Nice strength. He's definitely, he doesn't look a lot bigger from last year, but you can tell he's much more confident and much stronger underneath. Got up there, Trace had to foul him.
First one good by John Michael Malloy. He's now 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. 4 points in the ball game. 3-point advantage for Carmel, 15-12. 4:43 to play here in the first as Malloy sets for the next free throw. He missed it. He averaged 15 points a ball game last season. Center Grove a chance here, down a possession. Chance to tie with a 3-pointer. Nickerson working against Fry. Inside Trace. Spencer rotates it. Cam Petty. Entry pass. DeGraff goes back to Petty. Trace. Hands it off to Spencer Piercefield. Spencer still looking for his first points here in tonight's ball game. Trying to create some space. Just hard to find space out there to get a shot off.
Luke Hetty is really quick and a heck of a defender. He's not letting Spencer get away from him. It's going to be tough for Spencer to get shots off tonight.
Great defense by the Greyhounds. Trace will lean in. Shot off the rim.
The ball.
Suter, the freshman, going all the way. Fouled by DeGraff. Coach on not liking the call. We're going to give 2 free throws here to Suter. And for DeGraff, he's Center Grove's first player with 2 fouls.
Yeah, that was hard to tell there. Suter was going really fast, a little bit out of control, and could have probably easily called that as Suter being out of control and nothing. But I think they said that DeGraff kind of pushed him with the body a little bit, nudged him out of there.
Free throw good by Pete Suter. 3 points for Suter. 4-point lead for the Greyhounds. And now DeGraff has to go to the bench with 2 fouls. And the next free throw rolls off. 16-12. Center Grove down 4. Coach on yells out the play to senior point guard Ben Nickerson. Trace finds out on top Petty. Now Nickerson out on top. Catch shoot by Spencer. Front of the rim, no good. When you can't create a whole lot of space for your shot, you got to get rid of it quickly.
Makes it tougher.
And a timeout called by Carmel head coach Ryan Osborne. Now in his second year at Carmel, 28 wins, 8 losses. He's just really done a great job with this Carmel program. He's continued on what Coach Eddy had built up here at Carmel. And Coach Eddy won a couple of state titles, and Coach Osborne took this Greyhound team to the state finals last year.
Yeah, and he's kind of continued that style of play. Very defensive oriented, you know, a little bit just like Hetty's teams were. They were very much, they'd like to keep you in the 50s and for sure the 60s rather than run and gun. They could if they need to, but they want to play that defense and kind of the possession game, and they do a nice job of it, obviously, going to state championship last year, number 2 ranked this year. So I think the worry for the Trojans here is we got to get somebody else going. We're trying to get in and Trace a lot, and that's been reasonably effective, but Loyce did a nice job on him, and other than a couple threes by Nickerson and Jackson, we're just not getting a lot of shots, much less shots that are good ones to go in.
First game tonight, the Center Grove girls basketball team beat Carmel 48-34. So congratulations to the seniors and Coach Stuckmeyer. Great effort tonight beating Carmel. Lady Trojans now 15-2 on the season, 3-1 in conference play, 5-0 here at home, and 14 straight wins.
Well, they look really good tonight too. Just an all-around great game, fantastic defense by the Trojans.
Here in the boys contest, 16-12, Carmel by 4, 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. We have a similar matchup here in the boys contest. A lot of great defense by both teams, just like the girls matchup. Malloy takes it to the corners. Suter terminates the dribble, throws it back out on top. Good interior defense by the Trojans. Out on top, loose ball. On the floor is Petty. And what do we have? Jump ball, maybe a technical now. Technical going against Carmel.
Yep, I think they're going to call that on Petty.
They pointed in the direction of number 11,
Boy,
Luke
right.
Hetty.
Wow,
They're going to put that one on Hetty.
That's
somehow Hetty and got tangled up with
Petty.
Petty, but they pointed in the direction of number 11, Luke Hetty, getting the technical. And now the officials are getting together to talk it over, so maybe the other officials saw something differently.
I hate to say that. It was either nothing or as Hetty was getting up, his foot got tangled up with Cam Petty and he tripped and fell, and I thought they might call Cam for grabbing him, but looks like, we'll see. They called on Carmel.
It will be a technical, and Spencer Piercefield will get 2 free throws. And football player, all conference, tight end. He brings intensity, tenacity, and somehow got tangled up with Petty, and Spencer hits 1 out of 2 on the technical foul shots. It's now 16-13. Center Grove down 3, and the Trojans now will get the ball. And my question is, they're going to ask at the scores table. Now with the technical, Center Grove gets the ball. Is there a change in the alternating possession arrow? I don't believe so. So the arrow the next time will go in the direction of Center Grove.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. I think you're right. One bugaboo for the Trojans we talked about earlier was they were only 3 for 8 from the free throw line so far. So Trojans leaving a lot of points at the free throw line. They need to fix that quickly.
You're right, and I talked to Coach Hahn about that. He says we got to hit shots and we got to hit free throws. Yep. Petty fakes the 3, and you're right, they're leaving a lot of points out there with some missed free throws here in the first half, and now Trace fouled. He got triple teamed, and somebody reached in and hacked him pretty good.
I think they got Owens here. We'll see.
It is Owens. But you know who was in the vicinity? Carson Winland, number 3. He's back in there playing with 2 fouls.
Yeah.
If that was on Winland, that would have been his 3rd, but they put that one on Owens. That's his 2nd foul. I've got him for 2. The scoreboard says 1.
No, I got him for 1. I think we thought earlier
Okay.
that he got 1, and I think they called it on Suter. That earlier I exited out because of that.
Okay, so Owens has 1. Does Suter have 1?
Yes.
Okay. And Winland, again, one of their top players, 2 fouls. He's back in there playing. He is number 3, one of their guards.
Yep.
And now you hear the applause from the student section for fan favorite Lucas Doyle. One football player in for another.
Yeah, yep. Lucas coming in and going to bring some rebounding, some power to this.
And probably 1 or 2 fouls,
That's
too.
probably, I wasn't going to say that, but yes, he'll probably, he can walk down the floor and somehow they call a foul on him.
Exactly. He just gets picked on.
Yeah, he really does.
I don't understand it. And they go to Lucas Doyle out on top. He hands it off to Lucas Doyle.
Oh, come on, Coach.
Taven Jackson holds it on the wing. Going down the lane, off to Doyle, around the perimeter. Good ball movement by the Trojans, trying to free somebody up here for a good shot. A catch and shoot for Spencer, and it's short once again. Good look.
That sure was. That's one he usually knocks down.
Malloy, good defense by Doyle. Fry gets loose on the weak side as he cuts to the basket and scores. Robert Fry's first basket. He's playing off the bench. 18-13.
Good cut there by Fry, but a excellent pass by Malloy. He is a very good passer for a big guy.
Trojans down 5. Wide open. Nickerson for 3, and he hit it again. He's got 2 3-pointers in the ballgame. Center Grove within 2, 18-16. Nickerson, 2 3-pointers for 6 points. He, along with Trace, both have 6 points to lead the Trojans. And there's Carson Winland. He's impressive. Going to the basket. He's got 6. 20-16. Carmel by 4. 1 minute left to play here in this first half. It's been a quick first half. Center Grove may go for 1 shot.
I think they might. I mean, they're kind of playing a slow-scoring game. There's no reason to do something crazy and let Carmel get up by 6. Let's try to get it to 2 or 1. And really, we have not played very well. So to be just down 4 or even 2 at half, that's not bad where we're at.
Nickerson continues to dribble. 35 seconds left to play in the first half. Nickerson, a 3-pointer in the first quarter, another 3 here in the second. He's got 6. Trace with 6. Those are your 2 top scorers for Center Grove. That's 12 of your 16.
Yeah. Well, Ben's played well. I'd like him to shoot it more. He's looked good on his. He's 2 for 3 for the field. He's open. I like him to put it up.
Doyle hands it off to Piercefield. 7, 6. Nickerson pull up jump shot, scores again.
There we go.
And traveling called against Carmel. And at the moment, it's got 0.1 seconds, so less than a second on the clock. I'm not for sure if you can get it off in 0.1. It's got to be a.
I don't think you can.
It's almost got to be a throw up the basket and tip it in. Unless they put more time back on the clock, and Coach Hahn asks for it, they do not. So they might try to throw it at the basket and have Trace maybe tip it in. Spencer catch and shoot. And that will take us to halftime. And the Center Grove Trojans finish very strong here in the second quarter, pulling within 2 of number 2, Carmel. It's 20-18, Greyhounds by 2 over the Trojans. Up next is our Indy Honda halftime show. This is Center Grove Trojan basketball.
Hey Trojan fans, now's the time to get the best deal of the year on all new Hondas at Indy Honda. Get 0.9% interest and leases as low as $129 per month. If you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle or certified Honda, we have over 250 vehicles to choose from. No matter what your car needs are, Indy Honda is here to help and make your experience a fantastic one. Mention this ad to get 2 years worth of free oil changes with the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle. Come see us today at Indy Honda, US 31 and Stop 12, Indy.
And welcome everyone to the Indy Honda halftime show. Kevin Conrad along with Rick Sauter here at the Vandy for this matchup between the Trojans and the Greyhounds. And here in halftime, Center Grove trails Carmel 20-18. And Rick, really no surprises. We expected great defense by both teams. We've had great defense by both teams. And again, I guess for the Trojans, probably just too many missed free throws. If you hit your free throws, Center Grove probably has the lead here at halftime.
That's right. I mean, the first probably 4 minutes of the game, we did not play well at all. There were a lot of turnovers. We're not shooting well. Got a couple threes by Ben Nicholson, Taven Jackson to kind of get it going a bit. And then second quarter played better, just defensive oriented. And you're right. We shore up that free throw line situation. We were 3 for 8 in that first half. We'll be in good shape going forward.
Rick, how about the first half scores? Not a lot of them.
Not a lot of them, Kevin. This should be quick. But Trojans had 4 players score in that first half, led by Ben Nicholson with 8 points. He was the overall leading scorer for Center Grove. Trace Jackson-Davis had 3 in the first and 3 in the second for his 6. Taven Jackson had a 3-pointer in that first quarter for his 3. And Spencer Piercefield was 1 for 2 from the free throw line for 1 point to round out scoring for Center Grove. For Carmel Greyhounds, they were led by Carson Windland, who was saddled with foul trouble, had 2 fouls and didn't play a lot of that second quarter, but when he did play, he played well. He had 6 points to lead Carmel. Andrew Owens had a 3-pointer and a bucket in the first half for his 5. John Michael Malloy was very strong defensively and did chip in 4 points for Carmel. They had 3 points from the freshman Pete Suter and 2 points from Robert Fry on a layup in the second quarter to round out scoring for Carmel.
Home Bank is proud to support Center Grove Trojan basketball. Home Bank is the bank for all your personal and business banking needs. Home Bank is conveniently located at 1472 South State Road 135 in Greenwood. Branch hours are Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 and Saturday from 8:30 until noon. Home Bank, there's no place like home. Home Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Also, tonight's game being sponsored in part by the Center Grove Basketball Hardwood Club. The CG Hardwood Club supports the entire boys basketball program from the youth league all the way to the varsity team. The financial support from family memberships and sponsorships is reinvested in equipment, training, and the overall CG basketball experience for the players and fans. For more information about the CG Hardwood Club, visit them online at cghardwoodclub.org. Also, big thank you to our presenting sponsor, Indy Honda. Also, thank you to our champion-level corporate sponsors, IU Health Urgent Care, Texas Roadhouse, Door Services of Indiana, Matt Beecher Builders, Stewart and Evans Wealth Management Group of Raymond James, Bayhorse Inn, Indiana Blinds, Reese Restoration, The Fervent Servant, LLC, and TFS Technology, Pella Windows and Doors, Jeff Paxson Real Estate, CBMC Lighting Solutions, Duke Homes, Street Dreams, Indiana Realty Pros, Garment Factory Events, MJ Ballroom, Witch, and Aqua Systems. Also, Center Grove fans, the CG Hardwood Club is hosting its first annual euchre tournament at the Garment Factory Events on Saturday, February 9th. For more information or to get tickets, check out cghardwoodclub.org. This will be a fundraiser for 21 and over folks only. So again, Euchre tournament coming up February the 9th. Get your tickets now. Go to cghardwoodclub.org. This is the Indy Honda halftime show. Center Grove down by 2 to Carmel, 20-18. Center Grove again on the season, 9-3 overall, 0-1 in MIC play. Lost to Pike earlier in the season on the road. Center Grove still undefeated on the home court at 4-0. However, the Trojans have not defeated Carmel since the 2010-11 season. It was 41-38. That's right. It was my memory. I have written down it's 41-38. Center Grove that year beat Carmel here on the home court, but since then, Center Grove has lost 7 straight to the Greyhounds. They're trying to snap that 7-game skid here tonight.
Yep, and we're only down 2, and we've got momentum a little bit. I think good finish by Ben Nickerson was really strong. Didn't shoot a lot, but when he did, he made it count. 3 for 4 in that first half, and if he can keep shooting like that, we get Trace going a little bit, and really I think get Spencer Piercefield get some shots. It's not been easy for him to get open shots, but if he can get a couple, which he had a few, and hit those, that'll be a big difference for Trojans because our defense has been strong.
The key is to have a solid third quarter, get a good start here in the third, because you don't want to go in that fourth quarter with much of a deficit, because Carmel can take the air out of the ball, they can spread the court, and they play such solid offense. They can take a lot of time off the clock, and it might be hard to play catch-up in that fourth quarter.
That's exactly right, Kevin. I think you really have to keep this. A 6-point lead in this game is like a 12-point lead most games. So Trojans got to stay tough, play strong this third quarter. I don't think this game's going to get out of hand either way, but if we do get down, we got to make sure we get back before that fourth quarter starts, because that's exactly what they'll do. They'll slow this tempo down even more. They'll play possession basketball, try to get fouls, get the free throw line, and you're kind of at the mercy of them handling things. So it'd be big. These first 3 or 4 minutes of this quarter, if we can get out and get a little bit of a lead potentially, now it's ball games in our hands versus theirs.
So Center Grove on free throws, they hit 3 out of 8?
3 out of 8, yeah.
So that's 5 missed points.
Yeah, I know it. I mean, even if you shoot, 75%, that's 6 out of 8. We'd be in the lead right now. So from that point of view, that really hurt the Trojans. So, and we had, guys that are typically hitting. Spencer Piercefield's 1 for 2. Trace has been really strong this year, and he went 2 for 4. So, shore that up a bit, and we're right there in this game.
For Carmel, if I'm doing my calculations right, 3 out of 6 on their free throws.
Yeah, they weren't gangbusters. I mean, typically that's one of their real strengths, is they take the air out of the ball a bit late, and they will hit free throws, but they weren't great either. So I guess you can put it off to both teams being a little short there.
Time for the shootout here at halftime, and how about that? A.J. Weesey, football player, hits one from half court, but he didn't call bank.
Yeah, I think he must have called bank. He missed the free throw and the three-pointer badly, but we waited for the big money out there to hit that half-court shot and win him some money and come out a little bit of a hero for the night, that's for sure.
When you use the backboard for that bank shot, your chances go way up. Carmel back out on the court, warming up. Now we see the officials back out on the court, and now here come the Center Grove Trojans. 20-18, Center Grove down 2. Ben Nickerson led the Trojans in scoring, 8 points. Trace with 6. Got to try to find some more looks here for Spencer Piercefield. Spencer had a couple of threes here in the first half, some quick threes. He had to get rid of it, quick release, but they're really staying in his grill. They're not giving him much space to get shots off.
You're right, Kevin. Hetty's done a really nice job on him in there. And he, like many players, will drop down and double or triple team Trace. Hetty will not leave Piercefield. He's making sure that he's on Spencer, and Spencer's not getting those shots a lot of times he gets when people drop off. So we're going to have to find ways to make some picks maybe for him and get him some open looks. And maybe if he's that tight on him, although Hetty's really quick, he might have to drive the bucket a little bit. The tough part there is, unlike many teams that aren't that big, Carmel's got Malloy under there, and Owens, who's 6'6" also, so not easy to get inside for layups against this team.
Rick, a quick preview before we get to the second half. The Johnson County tournament next week. Edinburgh will take on Whiteland on Tuesday. That'll be at Edinburgh. And you got Indian Creek against Franklin. That's at Franklin. And then Greenwood takes on Greenwood Christian Academy. It says that'll be at GCA. And the Trojans get a first-round bye, so the Trojans automatically go to the semifinal round on Friday. Center Grove will play the winner between Greenwood and Greenwood Christian Academy next Friday at Edinburgh High School at 6 o'clock. Edinburgh hosting the Final Four and championship this year.
Yeah, it should be fun as it always is. And Edinburgh, I'm sure, will have a big crowd. That'll be a big deal to them. They kind of have one of those smaller gyms that are always tougher to play in. And, you know, Center Grove being the big favorite and kind of by far the largest school, they're going to have probably everybody rooting against us. So it'll be us against everybody. And but, you know, we're the big favorite coming in, and hopefully we'll take care of business like we think we should.
So Edinburgh and Whiteland winner will play the winner between Indian Creek and Franklin on Friday at 7:30. Again, Center Grove will play the winner between Greenwood and Greenwood Christian Academy next Friday at 6 o'clock. And then the championship game is slated for next Saturday at Edinburgh at 7:30. Center Grove, the defending county champs. So far, Center Grove this year beat Whiteland at Whiteland, beat Franklin here on the home court, and beat Greenwood here on the home court. And Center Grove does not play Indian Creek or GCA during the regular season. And you're right, Edinburgh's a lot like the West Gym here at Center Grove.
Very
it's
much
a
so.
very small bowl-like gymnasium. We're ready for the second half as we conclude our Indy Honda halftime show. Center Grove down 20-18. Original starters for the Trojans and original starters for the Carmel Greyhounds to begin things here in the third. And Trace tried to go up with it, had it knocked away, but how about that? Justin DeGraff there to clean it up. 2 points for Justin, and he'll be at the line for an old-fashioned three-point play opportunity.
Yeah, great job by Justin. We've seen him do that several times. He kind of gets in the right place, the right time to kind of clean up a miss. And that time he got fouled by Owens, his second, and got a chance for a three-point play.
And gives Center Grove the lead. I believe, yes, Rick, that's Center Grove's first lead of the ball game.
Well, we talked about a quick start, and that's about as good as you can get the first 30 seconds to get a three-point play.
Center Grove's first lead, 21-20. Thank you, Justin DeGraff. Offensive board, put back 2 points, hits the free throw, and Malloy, I think he had a block by Trace Jackson Davis. Great defense by Trace inside on Malloy. However, the Greyhounds get the loose ball off the backboard and all the way with the scoop shot. Missed it, that Suter, the freshman. Again, good defense by Trace inside. Made him alter the shot. Here comes Ben Nickerson with the layup. How about that? Nickerson, Center Grove's leading scorer with 10 points, and the Trojans with their largest lead of 23-20. In a game like this, that's almost like having a 6 or maybe 8-point lead.
Yeah, you can pretty much double the lead compared to what normally are. What a great game by Ben. He's 3 for 4 from the field, and another nice move. Kind of made a shot fake, went in his left hand, and blocked everybody off and laid it in. Great start here in the third quarter for the Trojans. Just exactly what we needed.
Quick timeout called by Coach Ryan Osborne of Carmel as he has watched his team lose its 2-point lead here in halftime. It's now a 3-point advantage for the Trojans. Center Grove off to a 5-0 start.
I think if the Trojans could do just what they did there, if they can get a rebound and kind of move up the court a little bit quicker, hit Carmel before they get settled back in their strong man-to-man defense, we might get a couple easier shots. We'll see if we can try to push the ball a little bit more.
Supporting cast doing a good job tonight for the Trojans. We saw that Saturday against Westview. Westview had a great game plan against Trace defensively, but you saw other guys stepping up for Center Grove offensively. Inside, Nickerson tries to save it. It goes right to Malloy. He missed it. Trace with the rebound. Good job by Trace to pull that one down. Center Grove in front, 23-20. 6.5 minutes to play in the third. Inside, Trace. Leans in, he travels. Yeah, he kind of dragged that back pivot foot as he tried to go under the arm of Malloy. Good call by the official.
That was good defense by Malloy. He's a lot wider base than what Trace is usually getting around. It took him a step and a half versus just one step to get over, and he pulled that pivot foot.
Center Grove by 3, 23-20, 6:10 to play in the third. So far, points for the Trojans. A layup by Nickerson and a 3-point play by DeGraff. No points as of yet for Carmel. Baseline jumper, good. Pete Suter, 5 points in the ball game. Fine-looking freshman.
Yeah, he sure is. We've seen some good ones this year, but he's another nice one.
23-22. Center Grove in front by 1. 5:45 to play in the third. Little pitch and catch out on top between Nickerson and Piercefield. Now top of the key, Trace Jackson Davis. His pass knocked out of bounds by Hetty.
Just tough to make any sort of a cross-court pass against Carmel. They're very quick, their guards especially. Hetty got to that one where he didn't even see where he came from to knock it away.
Standing room only tonight here at the Vandy for this one. And the corner, Spencer's three is short. So close. He had a little more time on that one.
He did.
He was open. And Wendland finds Malloy cutting to the basket. Trace got caught helping. That allows Malloy to cut to the basket for the dunk.
Perfect pick and roll, just like you draw it up in first or second grade, and that worked to a T for Carmel.
Malloy with 6 points in the ball game. Carmel back in front, 24-23. 5 minutes to play in the third. Nickerson wide open. Three is short. Again, he had a good look at it. And when Coach told us before the game, we got to hit shots, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Spencer had a three. Nickerson had a three. And he said, if we can hit shots, we can win this game. And he also said he got to hit free throws as well. And Piercefield deflects the pass from Hetty, and with the steal is Petty. Spencer right back to Nickerson.
Get it back to him.
And then Petty, his foot was on the out-of-bounds line. Turnover, Trojans.
Tough break for the Trojans. Petty had the baseline and easily could have got back to Ben if he got stopped for an easy three, but just stepped out of bounds. Tough play by the Trojans.
24-23. Carmel by 1. 4.5 minutes to play in the third. Again, a lot of defense. Minimal offense here tonight. They go inside with a nice move by Owens. 7 points for Andrew Owens, giving Carmel a 3-point lead. And now Coach Hahn calls a timeout for Center Grove. Trojans start off the third with a 5-0 run, and then Carmel called a timeout. Now that timeout, they've gone on a 6-0 run.
Exactly right. And both coaches smart playing. When Center Grove went that 5-0 run, Carmel quickly called a timeout. Right here, Coach Hahn saw that they're a little bit out of sorts all of a sudden. Got that timeout to set up and play on offense and see if we can get back things going here for an easy shot on the other end.
30-second timeout for the Center Grove Trojans. Home Bank proud to support Center Grove Trojan basketball. Home Bank is the bank for all your personal and business banking needs. Home Bank is conveniently located at 1472 South State Road 135 in Greenwood. Branch hours are Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 and Saturday from 8:30 until noon. Home Bank, there's no place like home. Home Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Again, A.J. Weesey with the big-time bank shot at halftime.
Yeah, that was impressive. There's actually a pretty popular recreation basketball league that has tryouts tomorrow. I'm sure Weesey's practicing up for that.
That's
right. He'll be in that league.
Well, if there's going to be any kind of a draft, I think he just went up a few spots on the draft board.
You know how big he is for rebounding. If he can hit an outside shot, he's moved up around for sure, maybe two.
A.J. Weesey, halftime shootout, hit the shot from half court. One of the all-time greats here at Center Grove. Fantastic football player. 26-23, Center Grove down 3. We're at the 3:55 mark in the third quarter. Taven Jackson now in there. He'll go baseline and scores. Taven with a nice athletic move. He's got 5.
Great move by Taven. He's capable of doing that, getting a quick step and took it all the way in and got high to the rim where nobody could block it. Nice play.
Center Grove within 1 of Carmel, 26-25. 3.5 minutes to play in the third. Ooh, did he travel? Did not. The official said he did not. And now Hetty drills a three-pointer. That's his first basket tonight.
Well, that's a big shot. I think that's his first shot tonight. And that was a tough one. Trojans had gotten some momentum. Big three-pointer there by Hetty.
4-point advantage for the Greyhounds. And before Trace's shot, a whistle by the outside official, a holding foul called against the Greyhounds. It'll be on the floor. Malloy, the 6'10 senior, picks up his second foul. foul number 2 against Carmel. Taven looks inside for Trace. Trace trying to body inside, trying to get inside position on Malloy. He's battling in there. DeGraff, he bangs his way to the basket. He got bumped pretty good. It could have been a foul right there, but no call. And then they're going to put a foul on DeGraff as he went for the rebound. I got Justin with 3 fouls.
Too. That's a big call right there. Not calling Owens, who bodied him twice in there. That they're letting him play a bit, but that sure looked like could have been a foul. And then they got Justin on the over the back, frustrated that he didn't get a foul call.
Yeah, there's a frustration foul. He thought he was fouled on the drive, and then committed the foul on the rebound. We see Petty at the scores table getting ready to check in for Center Grove. 2:35 to go. We're in the third. 29 for Carmel, 25 for Center Grove. Center Grove did have the lead momentarily here in the third, and Andrew Owens drains the 3. He's in double figures with 10. Center Grove led 23-22, but since then it's been all Carmel. Carmel right now on a 12-2 run.
Yeah.
12-2 run over the Trojans. Center Grove began the second half again on a 5-0 run, and then they took that timeout, and since that timeout they've been very, very good. Carmel has. What do we have, a reach-in foul?
Yeah, that is Owens' 3rd foul, so be nice to get another 1 or 2 on him. He's been tough in the third quarter.
Piercefield goes baseline, passes to Taven. He'll go right back to Piercefield, to Nickerson. Good ball movements, trying to find Trace. They do in the high post. He dribbles and lost it. Now there's a loose ball. Nickerson gets on the floor and ties up Winland. It will be Carmel basketball, and Winland seems a little gimpy as he gets back to his feet. I don't know if he hurt his left arm, left hand, but he appears to be okay.
Yeah, he was diving on the floor and really extended himself a little bit. And I can't tell what he hit, whether that was a knee that he banged on the floor or almost looks like he stretched his stomach out a little bit in some respects.
Here we go again. Wet spot on the floor, no towel to be found anywhere in the gymnasium. I've joked about that before. Yeah. We were at Bloomington North. It must have been hot that night. We probably had 5 times where we needed a towel or something to mop up sweat off the floor, and early on there was no towel to be found.
I guarantee you can get 20 4th, 5th grade kids who would love to be out there to jump out there with towels if you wanted to.
I always find that humorous in high school basketball. A lot of times you just don't have the mop, you don't have the towels close by to mop up the sweat. You do in college, you do in the pro game. Here we go, back to action. Center Grove down 7, 32-25, 1:40 left in this third quarter, and this is the danger zone. We talked about this right before the start of the half. Center Grove does not want to face a big deficit going into the fourth quarter because Carmel can do this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised they go for 1 unless they get a layup.
Carmel can rotate the ball, they can secure the ball, they can take time off the clock, they can hit free throws. You just want to stay tight with this team. Ooh, did he almost travel? With Hetty handling the ball, you throw in there also Windler. Just really good ball handlers, and I did the jinx. They did turn it over.
Say that more.
Suter on the baseline, steps on the end line, he's out of bounds. But that's the point. You just don't want to get too much of a deficit going into that fourth quarter. And right now, Center Grove down 7.
Big possession right here for the Trojans. They really need a bucket.
Here in this third quarter, you got Nickerson with a field goal. Taven with a basket. Trace has not scored. Did he travel again?
Yeah.
They're going to call him for steps once again. He's dragging that back pivot foot on his moves. And Justin DeGraff has a basket and a free throw. That's it. So Trace has been held in check here in this third quarter. He's got 6 points in the ballgame.
Yeah, they've done a nice job defensively on him. Malloy's done a nice job one-on-one, and whenever Trace gets in there, they're dropping on him. A couple guys, and Trace has got to know that and get the ball to the open man and not try to force it. He's forced a little bit here and got a couple traveling calls.
Final 50 seconds of the third quarter, and Eddie fouled by Piercefield in the backcourt. You saw Center Grove coming out with a full-court press that time, something new defensively. 2 fouls against Spencer and 2 team fouls against the Trojans.
I think you'll for sure see Carmel go for 1 shot if they get it in. Yeah, that's going to be another foul on Petty.
First foul against Cam Petty. 3 now fouls against the Trojans, against Center Grove, trying to maybe create something here with their man-to-man full court pressuring defense. Get some turnovers. Sometimes you get turnovers. You can turn those into some quick baskets, because Center Grove is struggling in the half court to score. Credit Carmel again, great defense. Carmel may go for one shot, down to 30 seconds here in the third.
I think they will.
They're in front 7. They'll look to go up by 9, possibly 10.
Cam's staying pretty far away. Owens will just hold it out there until he has to go.
Coach Hahn giving out the sign here for the Trojans. Now Center Grove going with a trapping type defense. Center Grove's changed it up here in the last few seconds. Down to 5, 4 seconds, 3. Hetty takes it to the corner. Wide open is Owens for the 3 with Trace in his face, and he drains the 3. How about that? That's a big time shot by Owens, the senior. He's got 13 points, and I said if they hit a 3, they'll be up 10. That's what they do. They hit the 3, and Carmel leads Center Grove 35-25. Again, a 10-point lead, 35-25 over the Center Grove Trojans. This is Center Grove Trojan basketball presented by Indy Honda.
Hey Trojan fans, now's the time to get the best deal of the year on all new Hondas at Indy Honda. Get 0.9% interest and leases as low as $129 per month. If you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle or certified Honda, we have over 250 vehicles to choose from. No matter what your car needs are, Indy Honda is here to help and make your experience a fantastic one. Mention this ad to get 2 years worth of free oil changes with the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle. Come see us today at Indy Honda, US 31 and Stop 12, Indy.
Welcome back to the Vandy. Center Grove's got some work to do. The Trojans trail the number 2 Carmel Greyhounds by 10, 35-25. A big shot by Owens to conclude the third quarter, hitting that 3, putting his Greyhound team in front by 10 points. And don't want to sound like a broken record. And again, you just couldn't really afford to go down by double digits going into this fourth quarter. It's just going to be hard to overcome. Not impossible, but Carmel is just so good with the ball. They just don't make mistakes. They don't turn it over very often, and they shoot free throws really well. It's just going to be a hard deficit to overcome.
I agree, Kevin. We scored 5 points in the first minute and got 2 points the rest of the way, so that makes it tough. The other thing makes it tough, look at third quarter, is Trace Jackson-Davis did not score, and when that happens, you know you're in trouble. And lastly, Carmel hit 3 threes in that quarter. That was big for them.
Center Grove with the basketball to begin the fourth. See if we can get Trace more involved. Help defense by Hetty. He strips it away from Trace as he was trying to dribble to the basket. To help defense, he drops down and taps it away from Trace. And Center Grove's got to somehow come up with some stops. Got to force some turnovers. Spencer Piercefield commits the foul out on top on Hetty. That's 3 on Spencer.
We've said it, Kevin, a couple times. A 10-point lead against Carmel in the fourth quarter is like close to a 20, at least 15 or 16, because they don't turn the ball over much, and they're going to take their time off, the clock, and it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to force some turnovers and hope they miss some shots and free throws.
14 fouls against the Trojans. Eddie rotates it. Owens. Trace applying pressure. Great defense by Trace.
Wow.
Inside. Wendland missed. The tip does not go for Owens. And he chases down the rebound. The loose ball.
Well, you don't want to leave him.
He tries a 3, missed it. They're attacking the boards. Center Grove's got to do a better job. You got to seal. And Taven in transition scores. How about that shot, ladies and gentlemen? Taven with 7. 35-27. Center Grove down 8. Some razzle-dazzle by the freshman.
That was pretty. He's got a lot of ability.
6:40 to play in the ball game. Owens stop and go. Whistle. And they said he palmed the ball. So
Wow.
a turnover, so the defense starting to force some turnovers. Center Grove trying to get back into this.
Good break for us, because that would have been a foul, which could have led to 3-point play and would have been Justin DeGraff's 4th foul. So big call right there.
Center Grove down by 8 points. DeGraff fakes the 3. Trying to create some space. Carmel's so good with the defense. Nickerson trying to go baseline. Good defense by Winland. Took it away.
Oh, boy.
And now DeGraff trying to throw it out on top. He had it tipped away, and now getting loose for the dunk is John Michael Malloy. He's got 8 points in the ball game. Center Grove got careless with the ball.
And their guards are so quick. I mean, they get a hand on it. It's going away to their side.
Taven, before the pass, fouled on the floor. That might be one advantage Center Grove has right there. Taven driving to the basket. He can either score going to the basket, or he can pass as he goes to the basket, trying to find somebody open on the perimeter. Trace had a shot blocked. Foul called against Andrew Owens. That'll be number 4 on Owens. And Trace will go to the line to try and score his first point here in the second half.
That's a big foul, because Owens has been really their leader in the second half. He had 8 points in that third quarter, 13 overall, their leading scorer, and he's going to have to sit for a while. Man.
Trace misses on the first. Trace 6 points in the ball game. He had 3 in the first quarter. 3 in that second quarter. He's got a couple of free throws, only 2 field goals tonight. Next one is short. So Center Grove again continues the shooting woes at the free throw line.
4 for 11 now, Kevin.
Winland, Eddie, point guard. 5.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Center Grove down 10, 37-27. Petty now in there for Justin DeGraff, who went to the bench. Center Grove needs turnovers, and they may have forced one there. They took it away from Winland. Taven's going to fire the 3 and got it. Taven Jackson, 10 points in the ball game. 37-30, Center Grove down 7. Taven is playing big here in the fourth quarter, and you may recall he was the big hero in the fourth quarter against Cathedral.
He was. He's a freshman, but he doesn't play like it. He's not afraid of anything in the big game of putting up shots, and didn't really have any hesitation on three-pointer, and that's who he might want to look to get the ball to, Kevin. You mentioned he's one that is quick enough and shifty enough to be able to get his own shot, even against good Carmel defense, and we need him to come alive, because some other guys have been struggling a bit, including his older brother Trace. So, but Trojans now got it to 7. We can get one more turnover here, maybe get that to 5 or 4. Now Carmel starts to get a little nervous. We get down within a 2-possession game. So, but good job there defensively to get the steal, and nice quick bucket. We'll see if we can keep it going.
This is a full timeout with 5:07 left to play in the ball game. 37-30, Carmel by 7. Scoring summary, Center Grove trailed 11-9 after the first quarter. Both teams scored 9 points in the second quarter. Center Grove down 2 at halftime, 20-18. Center Grove played really well to begin the third quarter. Came out of the halftime locker room, went on a 5-0 run, but then struggled from there on out. They got outscored 15-7 in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Got down by 10, 35-25 to start the fourth quarter. So they can try to find what they had going early in that third quarter. They can make a run here. Again, I think you got to leave Taven Jackson out on the floor. He's, again, athletic enough to get it to the basket and score, but also he's always looking to make that pass to the perimeter.
I agree. And he's just kind of got that scoring mentality that need against Carmel, because it's not easy to score on that.
Full court pressure by the Trojans. Carmel breaks it. Good thing Center Grove got back in time. They nearly had a pass that almost went inside to Fry. If so, Fry could have scored a layup. And now Winland in the lane. Thought about taking the shot, but does not, as Trace came over to take away and
Oh,
defend
there
the
we go.
rim. And Taven with the steal, and then he picks up the loose ball, and I think he did drag that back pivot foot as he was between dribbling and passing, and I think he drags that pivot foot because of just that split second of indecision.
Yeah, I agree. I was wondering if maybe he thought Fry maybe kind of pushed him as he went down on his foot, but no, you're right. He did drag that foot, just was kind of in between two minds there.
Center Grove down 7, 37-30. 4:40 to play in the contest. Carmel spreading it open, and Malloy, he traveled. Oh, my. It looked like Malloy traveled, and it looked like he may have rolled his ankle. Inside, Wendland. Good defense by Trace. Trace pulls down the rebound, and Wendland reach in. What do we got, a whistle? Do we have a foul on Wendland?
I think we do.
He reached in to try and strip it away from Trace, and I think they're going to put a foul on Wendland, number 3. If so, that's his 3rd. Yes, Wendland picks up his 3rd. You got Andrew Owens for Carmel with 4, so a couple of their players in foul difficulty.
Yeah, definitely. If we can find Wendland his 4th, we're getting down still 4.5 minutes to go. They'll probably have to take him out of the game for a couple minutes, and Carmel isn't real deep. They've only played, I think, 6 players tonight, so an extra one going out would be nice for the Trojans. Plus, Malloy is limping a little bit on that ankle.
Yeah, I think he rolled that ankle.
Yeah.
He's the 6'10". Butler commits. Center Grove down 7. Trojans can't afford too many more empty possessions. We're getting late. Getting late in this game. 4 minutes to play. Still plenty of time, but good defense by Fry on David Jackson. A pass tipped out of bounds. It'll be Center Grove basketball. Suter in there, nearly came up with a steal.
And that's what you get on the other side. I mean, Taven can make some plays, and a heck of an athlete, going to be a heck of a player, but every once in a while you get a little loose with the ball, and Trojans got a break there that they got that ball back.
DeGraff back in there for the Trojans, so Center Grove trying to cut into this 7-point deficit. They're trying to get Trace inside open. DeGraff trying to muscle his way to the basket and rolled it off. A lot of contact, but again, he's strong, but they're letting him play today.
They are. They've been consistent with that.
Owens lost it. He just lost it going up. I think he was worried about Trace blocking him. He lost it. Spencer tries a 3.
Yeah,
no good. Rimmed it. And what do we got? A reach-in foul? Jump ball. Jump ball. Taven was able to tie up Suter. Freshman tying up the other freshman. And it's going to be Center Grove ball.
I thought they pointed to Carmel, but it looks like it is Center Grove ball.
And now they're going to say Center Grove ball.
Nope, I think it's going back to Carmel.
I'm sorry, yeah, Carmel's going to have the ball.
Somebody's got to pick up Hetty. He's wide open. There it goes.
So it's Center Grove on defense, pressuring defense. Full court pressure. DeGraff knocked it away.
Oh, that's a foul.
Taven got leveled by Malloy. Malloy breaks away for the dunk. He leveled Taven and no foul called. And Malloy gets his 10th point of the ball game, and Coach Hahn is livid.
Boy, I don't know how they missed that one. That was right where the ball was, right in the middle of the court.
Referee knows he missed one. He won't even look at Hahn. He knows he missed it. 6'10" Malloy leveled Taven and got a dunk out of it, 39-30. And Trace goes to work, and he's fouled. So Trace will go to the line to shoot 2. Not sure if he was fouled.
Yeah,
but
that was a little bit of a makeup call maybe. That was pretty good defense, I thought. But
smart play by Trace.
That was. Yeah, Trace has got a little fire, I think, after he saw that last play. But he's just not getting a break. That ball rolled off the rim again.
Malloy picks up his 3rd foul. Trace has to hit some free throws here. He struggled from the free throw line tonight. Much improved on the season at 72%, but tonight he has struggled from the free throw line, and that is now 17 fouls against Carmel. So Trojans in 1-1 from here on out.
And Trace just 3 for 7 tonight from the free throw line, so a little below 50%.
Petty back in for the Trojans for defensive purposes, and he hit them both. 2 big free throws there for Trace. 39-32. 39-32. Center Grove down 7. 2:59 to play in the ball game, and a full timeout called by the Carmel Greyhounds. Coach Hahn's still upset.
He is.
And that referee will not look at it.
No, you're right. It is funny.
So that shows that the referee missed it.
Yeah.
The referee will not acknowledge Coach Hahn. Again, he's upset about Malloy when he got that loose ball, and he basically forearmed Taven to the floor, and then Malloy went down the court and got the two-handed slam.
Well, hopefully Trace is going to stay aggressive here because they do have several guys now in foul trouble. We are getting a little late, but Owens 4, Malloy 3, and Windland 3. That's their three leading scorers. So if somehow we can keep this going inside and get another foul or two, or somehow maybe get this overtime, I think advantage to us. But we got an uphill battle to be able to do that. We're going to have to press, get some steals, and hope eventually they miss some free throws, although we only have 14 fouls. So we're going to have to foul here a little bit to get near that 1-on-1 to get that possession back if it comes to that.
So again, the Trojans are in the bonus situation. 17 fouls against Carmel. The arrow is in the direction of the Trojans, so the Center Grove will get the next jump ball. (39-32). Center Grove down 7. 2:59 to play in the fourth. Full court pressure by the Trojans once again coming out of the timeouts. Owens will throw it in. Attempt to. He throws it to Malloy. Trace tried to go for the steal. They stop the dribble. Bounce pass goes to Hetty. He'll set up the offense. Again, they're spreading the floor, taking time off the clock. Cam Petty putting pressure on Hetty, and now they're going to put a foul on Cam Petty. A reach-in foul on Cam. He nearly forced the turnover. They're letting him play, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they are. They definitely let him play, and that's a tough matchup for Cam. I mean, he's definitely strong body, but up high guarding Hetty, who's so quick. That's just not easy for him to keep him in front of him.
Hetty trying to get the ball in bounds. He was around that 4-second count. He finds Owens. Owens in the lane. Malloy. Hetty. 2.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Center Grove trails by 7. Center Grove may have to foul again. 5 team fouls, and Wendland lost it. Oh, wow. They're going to give him the timeout. It's the same official. The ball was loose. He's going to say he possessed the ball when the timeout was called, but Coach Hahn said no. The ball was loose. You cannot call a timeout when there's a loose ball. So Coach Hahn is not too happy with this referee.
I agree with you. That was a tough call. I mean, he had it for a second, then it did get knocked out, and he hesitated making that call. I guess he said that he made it while he still had the ball, but boy, that's a tough one.
A full timeout called by Carmel.
We don't know. We don't keep the scoreboard doesn't keep track of the timeouts left. I don't think that I can see it, but they got to be near out. They've made at least 3 of them here in the fourth quarter. So we can get another situation where we got them trapped or whatever. They may be stuck without timeouts.
.224 to play in the fourth. 39-32. Center Grove down by 7. It'll be Carmel basketball out of bounds under its basket once play resumes.
There's still time for us to be very aggressive. We still have just 5 team fouls, 2 more to put them 1-on-1. Really nobody. I mean, Piercefield and DeGraff both have 3, but you still have 2 to give before the round. And so I'd see us trapping all over the court and trying to get a steal here very quickly.
Luke Hetty will throw it in the corner. Wendland. He's tripped by Spencer Piercefield. Incidental. Spencer helps him up. Spencer picks up his 4th foul.
Yeah. Now Spencer's got to be careful for sure.
16 fouls against the Trojans, so next one will put Carmel at the free throw line. Now you got to start looking at who to foul. Who's the best one out on the floor to foul?
Malloy struggled a little bit from the line. He's got a good-looking shot, but Hetty's probably not one that you do want to foul, I wouldn't think. I don't think you want to foul him or Windland. Maybe Suter, the freshman, under pressure situation.
Nicholson commits the foul out on top, his first. That'll put Hetty at the line to shoot 1 in the bonus. Hetty's first trip to the free throw line tonight. He's got A three-pointer back in the third quarter for 3 points. Hits the first one here.
Yeah, the way he looked on that free throw, I remember him from last year too. That is not the guy you want to foul up there. He's going to make most everything.
Greller checks in for the Trojans, and Fry will check in for Carmel. Greller, another three-point option out there, three-point shooter for the Trojans. And he got the next one as well. 41-32, Carmel in front, 2:10 to play. We're in the fourth quarter. Center Grove down. Trace rotates it out on top. Spencer Piercefield. Spencer will drive, and on the way up, he's fouled. He should get 2 shots. I think he was in the act of shooting unless they think he was passing the ball. We get free throws, whether it be 1-on-1 or 2 shots, they're going to say 2 shots. Fry picks up his first personal foul. 8 fouls against Carmel. Free throw is short by Spencer.
Been just a tough night for Spencer. Just 1 point on the night. 1 for 3 from the free throw line now.
One more for the senior. Sometimes you just got to take a deep breath.
Yeah, exactly right. Just go
Deep
back
breath,
to fundamentals.
Relax and miss the next one as well. 41-32, Trojans down, and Piercefield thought he may have had a jump ball, no call. And Wendland finally gets down the court, and they call a foul. Boy, they're letting him play.
They sure would. I think Wendland got fouled probably by 5 different guys that play. Like he was being ping-ponged around like a pinball there.
Pinball.
And I'll tell you what, they finally got one.
1:48 left to play in this one. Center Grove down by 9. That last foul called against Trace. That's his second foul. Some of the fans starting to
Yeah, you hate to see this, but I
hit in the
understand it.
exits. Yeah.
Missed it, though.
Missed the free throw. And the outlet pass from Trace goes to Tabit. And now to DeGraff. And he scores. Timeout, Center Grove. Center Grove still competing. You got Justin DeGraff with a basket. He's got 5 points in the ball game, all here in the second half. And with that basket, it's 41-34. Center Grove down 7 once again.
Yeah, and there's tons of time left. 1:41 left. They're still shooting a 1-on-1 versus 2, and 8 fouls on both teams now. And you know, anything can happen. Wendland just missed a free throw there. There's a lot of pressure on these kids. Big game, and crowd's going to be loud. So Trojans going to try for the steal. I think once they get it up in the front court, they're going to foul probably anybody they can. I'd stay away from Hetty, but anybody else is probably fair game, and we'll see if they make free throws or not under pressure. But on the other end, we got to score every time down the court. That's no doubt about that one.
So for the Trojans, back in action again next Friday. They'll be in the Johnson County Tournament at Edinburgh. They'll play the winner between Greenwood Christian Academy and Greenwood. Those two teams will play on Tuesday night. And then the Trojans will play the winner next Friday at 6 o'clock in the semifinal round of the Johnson County Tournament at Edinburgh High School. Full court pressure by the Trojans. Down 7. 1:41 to play in the ball game. Owens throws it in to Wendland. Taven tried to get the steal, and Wendland will go all the way. Missed it. What do we have?
They called a foul. I thought they were going to let it play all the way through, but it looks like they called somebody late as he went up for the layup.
I think they called the foul here mid-court. We just couldn't hear it, I believe.
Yeah.
So I think it's 1-1 because Center Grove has only committed, 9 fouls?
Yeah,
So
still
it
1-1.
should be 1-1 here for Wendland.
He just missed the last one up, so let's see if we can might happen again.
Third foul on Trace. It's the first one here. He's got 7 points in the ball game. He doesn't miss too many.
Yeah.
And gets the roll. 43-34 Carmel.
Might have to start looking at three-pointers here, Kevin, also, for us.
Down 9. Trey still battling inside against Malloy. Turns, leans in a little bit too hard. Great offensive board by Justin DeGraff. That's what he's been so good at here the last 3 or 4 games, getting in there for those offensive boards.
Yeah, excellent secondary rebounder. You know, they're kind of all looking at Trace, and sometimes on Trace shots, you think it might be going in, but Justin never gives up. He's always right there and seemingly in the right place at the right time, but there's a lot of effort to do that, and he gets a lot of offensive rebounds and putbacks that way.
4th foul against Malloy, their 6'10 Butler signee. At the line, shooting will be Justin DeGraff. He'll get a 1-and-1. Hits the first one. He's got 6 points in the ball game. These are the best kind of points. Scoring when the clock is stopped.
Exactly right.
And short. And Trace almost came up with the rebound. Cannot. And a quick foul by the Trojans. Stops the clock with 1:24 to play in the game. Center Grove down 8 points, 43-35.
That's Trace's 4th foul there. He's picked up 3 here in the last minute.
Trace does a really good job staying out of foul trouble.
Yeah,
He's obviously at this point needs to commit fouls to stop the clock and force Carmel to hit free throws. Double bonus for Suter, and he misses on the first one. Maybe they found the guy to foul.
Yeah, that didn't look too good right there.
Suter's a freshman. Still time to get back into this one. Center Grove's trying to chip away, down 8. And misses the next one. Nickerson gets a high ball screen from DeGraff. They lob it inside to Trace, and he goes up and scores. I believe that's his first field goal here in the second half. He's got 10 points in the ball game.
Oh, there we go.
Center Grove down 6. They get the steal. They go to Taven. Out on top. Spencer for 3. In and out. No good. And the rebound goes to Owens. Center Grove's down 6 with 55 seconds to play in the ball game. It's a 2-possession lead for Carmel. Baseline drive is good. Suter scores.
Boy, huge turn of events right there.
45-37. Trojans down. Taven shot is short on the 3. Down to 38 seconds in the ball game. Did Trace just foul out?
Yeah, he did.
I think Trace had to commit the foul to stop the clock. That's his 5th foul. He fouls out of the ball game. I had him for 10 points tonight.
Well, that was a heck of a chance there. I mean, great job by DeGraff to get that steal, and good job by the Trojans to find their shooter. Taven potentially had a shot, but he gave it up to Spencer, who was open. Just could not get a shot to go today, and that's just one of those days. But chance to cut it to 3. Now up to 8, maybe 10, and tough now for Center Grove.
Wendland at the line, shooting 2 free throws. Double bonus. Hits the first. $11 points for Wendland, 46-37 Carmel. Yeah, the Trojans had it, 43-37 with the shooting the 3. They hit the 3, it's 43-40.
One possession.
One possession, but couldn't quite connect on the 3. 47-37. All of a sudden, snap of a finger, it's back to a double-digit lead here for Carmel of 10 points. Nixon's going to try a 3 short on the rebound. Wendland, 25 seconds to play. And Center Grove electing at the moment not to foul, just play some solid defense and let this one run out. So a tough one for the Trojans tonight. They'll suffer their first loss here on the home court, falling to 4-1 here on the home court. 8 straight wins for Carmel over Center Grove, and Carmel will improve to 8-0 overall, 3-0 in the MIC. Center Grove will fall to 9-4 overall and 0-2 in MIC play. Final score 47-37. Carmel with the 10-point win over the Center Grove Trojans. Center Grove back in action next Friday at Edinburgh High School in the semifinal round of the Johnson County tournaments. Center Grove will play at Edinburgh. They'll play the winner between Greenwood Christian Academy and Greenwood. Stay tuned. Rick Sauter and I will return after this timeout with our Indy Honda postgame show. Final score from the Bandy, 47-37. Center Grove falling to the Carmel Greyhounds. This is Center Grove Trojan basketball presented by Indy Honda.
Hey Trojan fans, now's the time to get the best deal of the year on all new Hondas at Indy Honda. Get 0.9% interest and leases as low as $129 per month. If you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle or certified Honda, we have over 250 vehicles to choose from. No matter what your car needs are, Indy Honda is here to help and make your experience a fantastic one. Mention this ad to get 2 years worth of free oil changes with the purchase of a new or pre-owned vehicle. Come see us today at Indy Honda, US 31 and Stop 12, Indy.
Welcome to the Indy Honda postgame show. Kevin Conrad along with Rick Sauter back here one final time at the Vandy. Carmel showing why they're one of the best in the state. Beating Center Grove by 10 tonight. Final score 47-37. And Rick, I know I said it throughout the game, but just could not afford that 10-point deficit going into that fourth quarter. That's just hard to overcome against such a good team in Carmel. And there were some opportunities there for the Center Grove Trojans. Again, I love the competitive spirit by Center Grove. The effort was good. Center Grove had a chance there to cut it to 3 late in the ball game. Couldn't quite hit enough shots tonight. And as a result, when you miss shots, and a lot of those shots came at the free throw line tonight for Center Grove, and that cost the Trojans here tonight. But hats off to Carmel. They're a quality team.
Well, you're right, Kevin. I mean, there's no doubt Trojans always are going to be a team that hustles under Coach Hahn, and they did that tonight. I mean, played awfully good defense. I mean, typically you hold a team to 47 points, and your top 10 team in the state, you're going to win 95% of those games. So, there's no complaints on the defensive side of the ball, but really did struggle offensively. I mean, Carmel is, as you can look at their scores, typically one of the best defensive teams in the state, but Trojans really struggled from the field tonight and the free throw line, and just couldn't get some guys going that typically do, and that was kind of their downfall tonight.
And you look at the scoring summary tonight, Center Grove had one bad quarter. That was the third quarter. Center Grove really played even with Carmel throughout tonight. It was 11-9 Carmel after the first quarter. Both teams scored 9 points in the second quarter. It's 20-18 at halftime, Carmel by 2. Center Grove started off that third quarter really well. Came out of the gates to begin that second half. Went on a 5-0 run, but struggled from there on out. Outscored by Carmel 15-7 in the third quarter and trailed 35-25 going into the fourth quarter. So that third quarter is what really hurt the Trojans here tonight. And in the fourth quarter, both teams scoring 12 points. And Center Grove falls to Carmel 47-37 here at the Vandy. So Carmel now has won 8 straight games against the Center Grove Trojans, and Center Grove here on the home court against Carmel all time, now 6-5. Rick, how about tonight's scores?
Sure, Kevin. For the victorious Carmel Greyhounds, they were led, they had 3 players in double figures. They were led by Andrew Owens with 13 points. Big third quarter. He had 8 points in the third with 2 threes and a bucket, and that was when Carmel kind of pulled away when he hit some of those open threes, and a big player for them in the game. John Michael Malloy, the Butler recruit, had 10 points tonight, but really part of his game that was impressive tonight, I thought, was his defensive play. He did a great job on Trace Jackson-Davis, has gotten much stronger, moved his feet well, and did a nice job there. Carson Windland ended up with 10 points, had pretty much those spread around. He had just a couple early, and then he was 4 for 5 from the free throw line to help ice things for Carmel late. Pete Suter, the talented freshman for Carmel, had 7 points. Luke Hetty scored 5 points, all those second half, and he does a lot of that unsung stuff. He did a fantastic job on Spencer Piercefield tonight, as well as being their kind of point guard and leader out there at floor general. Only 5 points, but a lot more contribution to that for Hetty. And then Robert Fry pitched in for 2 points to round out the Greyhound scoring. For the Trojans, they only had 5 players score tonight. They did have 3 players in double figures, but all 3 of those players just had 10 points. Ben Nickerson had 10, and you can't complain about Ben's game. He played really well, was efficient from the field. I think he maybe missed 2 shots, but played really well, had 10 points for Center Grove. Taven Jackson, also another player for the Trojans, I think was a bright spot, had 10 points, a 3 early, and then really came on that second half to bring Trojans, kept Trojans in that game. Had 2 in the third and 5 in the fourth quarter. He ended up with 10. Trace Jackson-Davis had 10 points, but a pretty quiet night by Trace standards. Obviously, just barely getting to 10 points and quite a bit below his 23-point average. Justin DeGraff had 6 points for the Trojans. All those come in the second half. And Spencer Piercefield just had a rough night for Spencer. Was no field goals and just 1 for 4 from the free throw line to round out scoring for the Trojans. And you can just look a little bit at the free throw disparity for Center Grove, the struggle. They were 7 for 17 from the line. That's 10 points. Not that you're going to hit all those, but heck, you go 13 to 17. That's a 2-possession game or 1-possession game then, and you're right there with a chance to win.
So, Rick, we had the doubleheader tonight, as far as we know, first time they've tried this, and I think it was quite successful. We had a fantastic crowd tonight. We have 2, 4, 6 games. You had 2 freshman games, 2 JV games, and 2 varsity games, and we had standing room only here in the Vandy. This place seats around 4,900. So we might have been close to 5,000 fans here tonight in the Vandy, but I think if you had to do a review of this, hopefully they'll say it was a success, and we'll try it again.
I definitely think so. It'll be interesting to see if next year when we go up to Carmel, where they try to do maybe something somewhat similar, at least with the varsity, maybe having and JV having those games together in their field house. But great game, great crowd. Trojans didn't come out with a win tonight, but lost to an awfully strong team. We might see them again late in the tournament, and we were right with them. I mean, defense was great, no complaints there. Just got to hit a few more shots and hit some free throws, and we could have easily won this one.
Rick, if we see them late in the tournament, that means we're playing them in the state championship.
That's a good point. That's what I was kind of getting to, but yeah.
I kind of like the way you think. I like the way you think.
There we go.
That would be all right with me. That'd be, of course, Center Grove would have to get through, obviously, the sectional and regional, but then you got to get through a Warren in the semi-state or a Cathedral, and obviously they beat Cathedral already and took Warren to overtime and just lost by 2, and probably could have, should have, would have on that one as far as pulling out that win. But Center Grove's right there. I mean, they're right there with the top 10 teams in the state of Indiana. This one got away from them, really, again, that third quarter. That was the downfall here tonight for the Center Grove Trojans. Well, Rick, the Trojans now will get ready for the Johnson County tournament. Like you mentioned, you go to Edinburgh. It's a small gymnasium. It's going to be the county versus Center Grove probably.
Right. No doubt.
The next Friday is the semifinal round. It'll be either GCA or Greenwood in that Final Four matchup, and then the championship is scheduled for next Saturday at Edinburgh at 7:30. So kind of a throwback to the old days of the sectional when you probably had Edinburgh competing in Indian Creek with the one-class system, and they were all in the same sectional. This is about as close as we're going to get to that, what we had yesteryear.
I agree. A lot of fun. And playing at Edinburgh will be fun. It is a gym kind of like Center Grove's West Gym, even maybe a little bit smaller. And it'll be dark. It'll be kind of old school. A kind of fun place to play, though. Shooters usually like those type of gyms, and I'm sure there'll be a big crowd kind of coming to watch Trace that they don't get to see for some of those teams, as well as a top 10 ranked team in the state. So should be fun next week, Kevin. Looking forward to it.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next weekend.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Tonight's game was produced by Center Grove Sports Network in conjunction with the Center Grove Basketball Hardwood Club. Our presenting sponsor was Indy Honda. Once again, Center Grove falls to Carmel 47-37 here in the boys matchup. Center Grove now on the season 9-4 overall. And 0-2 in conference play. And for Carmel, 8-0 overall and 3-0 in conference play. Earlier tonight, the girls team of Center Grove beat Carmel 48-34. The Lady Trojans have won 14 straight. For the boys, next matchup next Friday night in the Johnson County Tournament semifinals at Edinburgh High School. Playing the winner between GCA and Greenwood at 6 o'clock. Carmel faces Westfield tomorrow at home. Until next Friday night, this is Kevin Conrad for Rick Sauter saying so long, everyone, from Center Grove High School.